Hey guys, it's been a while for me. I don't think I've filmed a video in at least a month and a half at this point. This shit isn't too fucking dark. And that's just because I kind of got lazy. I actually said in one of the more recent videos that I'd kind of been filming in sort of like rapid succession. And I just ended up fucking burning myself out, which I knew was going to happen. I think I even mentioned it in that video that would end up happening. And all of the records I'm going to talk about here came from a guy, I guess his name is just Perry. I made a video about a lot of shit that he sent me back in 2018. And it was the last video I made for like a 9-month period. And all of these records came from the same guy. He's the guy who runs like Regain Records, Shadow Records, Helter Skelter Productions. So he sent me a bunch of shit over so I could make another video for him. And I think he sent me, what is it, like 9 records, something like that. And I'm gonna go through and talk about them all here. If this video goes well, I am kind of considering like the normal vinyl update videos, just like doubling the amount of shit that I show. Because I have literally a couple hundred records that I've never shown on this channel before. Just because I don't make videos as often as I get records in. Like right now I'm waiting on a whole bunch of shit, but I think a lot of people are experiencing packages just kind of being hung up and like arriving late limbo through USPS. So yeah, I say we just get into it because I got a lot to go through here. And what we're listening to in the background is also something somebody sent me for free to talk about in a video. And that is this. This is Pillars of a Twisted City. The album, I guess, might just be self-titled. I don't think it says on here. This was sent to me by the guy or a guy from this project. It's a project from Vancouver. And I'm not certain about like any other releases or anything like that. I know this shit is really, really cool. It's like black metal, but there's a lot of like thrashy, punky shit sort of in the music. But it's quite varied. Lots of different vocal styles, lots of different musical styles. It's really cool. And he actually sent me a little note here. But it basically just says, thanks for taking the time to check out the band. Our music is found on Bandcamp, Apple, Spotify, etc. Main contact is the Pillars of a Twisted City Instagram page for anybody who might be wondering. It also mentioned some influences here, so Venom, Darkthrone, Napalm Death, Vaughn, Noctmistium, and Swerve Driver. I'm not certain, I've never heard of Swerve Driver. But yeah, this is it's a debut record. It's out on Dead Offensive Records 2020. Very cool, man. Yeah, I'm glad he included this because it's quite helpful to give, I guess, the perspective of a band member of what they are trying to sort of project with the music, which is pretty rare for me to actually be able to talk about, I guess. So yeah, very cool. It's a great release. The tape is quite cool as well. It's like bright green. You can still get a tape copy of this on their Bandcamp. It's like $8 Canadian, so you really have got no excuses. But definitely check it out because it is on Bandcamp and it's a great release. So thanks to the guy who sent me this. Thanks to Pillars of a Twisted City. Check that shit out, man. Really cool. All right, let's get into this shit. I've got a lot to talk about, so I'm gonna try and make it as concise as I can, but we'll see what happens. And we're gonna start out with my absolute favorite thing that I was sent. This band was completely unknown to me before I got the package that Perry had sent me. Since then, I was able to track down an LP copy of the demo, and that was super easy to find, so you won't have any problem if you end up going on the hunt for it. This is criminally under talked about. This is Lifsletta. I have no idea if that's how you say the name of this band. It's LIFVSLEDA. And the album itself is called Det Besegrade Livfett. This band just formed in Sweden last year, and they put out a demo last year, and this year they put out their debut full-length album, which is this. And the first release, it might not even be a demo, I think it's an EP, but it's called Manifest. Manifest 2019 in Roman numerals. And I guess the best way to describe this In short, it's very melodic and it's very ferocious. And I would say that those two descriptors don't normally work well together. Or maybe it's just something that's not often used. But either way, this band takes those two things and just melds them fucking perfectly. Like, this is genuinely one of the best things I've heard this year. The vocals are super high energy, and I imagine them fucking delivered with wide eyes. There are some parts on this that are quite groovy, and it's just motherfucking infectious. A lot of the riffs on this are very like hypnotic and trancey. Plenty of fast moments, and the fast moments are like fiery and angry. And the slow moments are very like melancholic. It really is a perfect blend of quite a few things. I love it, man. And I honestly, like the vocals on this, thinking about it now, the vocals on this kind of remind me of Black Goat from Goat Moon in parts. Not in full, but there are definitely parts that have a Black Goat feel to it. Yeah, I don't know, man. There really aren't enough good things to say about this. The album cover is super cool. I love the matte cover. Very nice. It's like a super sturdy gatefold as well. There's the back cover there. You got all the track listing and another picture of this Reaper dude. There's the gatefold. Very nice quality all the way around. It also comes with a poster as well as just like an insert sheet that has all of the lyrics and stuff. Lyrics are in Swedish, so I can't fucking read them, but whatever. The poster is fucking incredible. Yeah, there you go. Super fucking cool poster, man. Absolutely love it. I've seen this record up for sale on Hell's Headbangers. I think I've also seen it on Nuclear War Now. And it is black vinyl, 333 copies. There's also 333 copies on white too, if you're interested. If there's one thing I'm gonna talk about today that like you guys genuinely should just go blind by, it's this. I've fallen in love with this project, and you know, if this record doesn't make like top 5 at the end of the year, then you know, I'll be surprised. Check it out if you've not heard it. Absolutely incredible. That's Lifsletta with Det Bästa Livet. Alright, next up here, this is another Swedish band, and this was actually a band that I was able to talk about the last time this guy sent me a box of shit, because he had sent, I think it was the first EP, maybe it was the second EP. However, this is the third EP following a debut album from 2018 that was called Into the Wild. This is VOODUS with Open the Otherness. So this is just composed of 2 long songs. It's 1 song per side. Open the Otherness, which is 11 minutes long, and the second song is called Pillars of Fire. And if you look into this band, their videos on YouTube, I don't know what Metal Archive says in terms of like the reviews, but you see a lot of comparisons to bands like Watain and Dissection and VOODUS. And I totally get it. More Watain, I would say, than Dissection. Basically takes the best parts of Watain and just expands on it. Both the tracks on this are relatively fluid. They do a lot of bouncing back and forth between kind of like almost atmospheric black metal and more calm, like acoustic passages. There's a lot of that on here, and it's not a complaint. I love it. The more black metal parts on this are quite melodic. And I like the melodic black metal stuff quite a bit. But this release in general just paints a very pretty mental picture, I guess. The vocals are sort of in like the mid-high range, and they're reverbed pretty much throughout the entirety of this release. Yeah, man, this is one, like, I don't see somebody listening to this and not enjoying it. The album cover is quite cool. It just sort of looks like fucking funky space shit. There's the back cover right there with all the band members. Like I said, it's just 2 tracks, put out through Shadow Records. The vinyl itself is just black, and it does come with an insert with lyrics for both the songs and just some credits on this side here. I think this is the one. There's one record in here. I don't remember which one for certain. I think it's this one. I think the labels are on the wrong side. I think. Could be wrong. I don't know. But yeah, man, if the description that I gave fuck. If the description that I gave sounds at all intriguing, definitely check it out, man. Nothing wrong with a good melodic black metal. So yeah, badass. VOODUS, open the other man, I hope this video is not too fucking long. Alright, next up. This is another band from Sweden. And this is quite cool because there's two different versions of the same album here. This is Offermod with Pentagrammaton. At least I think that's how it's pronounced. Pentagrammaton, yeah. So this is a band that's been around for a while. I think they formed back in like 96 or something. But didn't release a full-length album until 2008. And since then, they've built a discography that's led them to their fourth full-length album, Pentagrammaton. And their discography is made up mostly of full-length albums at this point. But this record was both written and recorded over 15 years ago. And this band has quite a fucking storied history. But long story short, there's just been a bunch of lineup changes. I guess members in and out of prison and shit like that. But because of that and the amount of time between like the writing process and recording and shit like that, this album ended up with 2 different recordings with 2 different vocalists. So the original recording of this was the Moloch version, and Moloch is the guy from Proclamation and Titan Blood. And the other version is the Belphegor version, and Belphegor is like the main guy behind Offermod. It's, I think, this guy here. And it's quite weird how different vocal styles completely change the atmosphere of a record. And the 2 vocal approaches are, one is a lot higher, more like retched screams, while the other is more like reverby lows. And it makes for a big difference when you're listening to the record. It sounds like completely different bands. But it is quite cool. I like the, I think the Moloch version, no. I think the Belphegor version is like the higher screamed. I don't remember. I've gotten it mixed up every time I've thought about this record. But there are a lot of moments here that feel very death metal-y. This whole record is like a firing squad and it doesn't let up. Super cool, man. If you like black metal with lots of fucking blasting and shit, then you'll probably like this. So there's the album cover there. I fucking love this dude's face. It's hilarious. There's the back cover right there, put out through Shadow Records. Track listing is exactly the same. Moloch version, Belphegor version. You do have 1 LP each, and they do say Belphegor, Moloch, whatever. It also comes with a little booklet here. And the booklet just has all the lyrics and shit. Very cool. So if aggressive black metal is your thing, there's a good chance you've already heard of Offermod. But maybe not, so check it out, it's Pentagrammaton. Alright, here's a death metal palate cleanser for you. This was another band that I was totally unfamiliar with until I received this massive package of shit. This is CYNABARE URNE. I don't know if that's how you say it. CYNABARE, C-Y-N-A-B-A-R-E, CYNABARE, I don't know, URNE. The album is called Obsidian Daggers and CYNABARE Skulls. So this is actually not a Swedish band. This band is from Finland. And it's also the first death metal record that we're talking about here. I think there's one more that could probably fall into the death metal category besides this one. So this is the debut full-length album from 2020. This is following 2 EPs dating back to 2016, and this is just filthy, bassy death metal. The vocals are very, like, throaty, reverby, growly vocals, but they're not exactly, like, deep. And there is an element of melody here that seems to poke its head in at all the right times. This really, I would say, just kind of scratches an itch that nothing else in this stack does. I dig it, man. I could see this being something that ends up being quite popular. Yeah, it's awesome. So you see the album cover is quite cool. Back cover is cool as well, like the just weird sigil thing with all the track listing like a circle. This is a Helter Skelter Records release. You have a lyric sheet, all the lyrics and band logo on that side. I think this was limited to 300 copies, I think. And this is just black vinyl. So if filthy death metal sounds like your thing, check out CYNABARE URNE, Obsidian Daggers, and CYNABARE Skulls. Alright, this next one here is the only one of these records, I think, that's like relatively old. Because all of these other releases, from what I can see here, are pretty new. But this is a release from the 90s. This is Malign with Demo 195. So Malign formed back in 1994, and this is the very first thing this project ever did. And this project is made up of members who have ties to other black metal entities like Mefarash or Life Lover. Whether or not you want to consider them black metal is an entirely unrelated question. And this is the very first time that this release has been made available since the original demo tape was released back in '95. And this is basically a textbook example of second wave black metal. You have like the fuzzy guitar tone, good simple riffs, loud echoey vocals, everything you're looking for in second wave black metal. And this LP release includes two versions of this demo. There's the original demo, and then what they call alternative versions. It's the same 4 songs, but they were just recorded under different circumstances, different times, different places. So, you know, the quality is quite different. And the alternative versions are definitely the more like raw, nasty sounding versions of the songs. But it's great, man. Like I said, it's just fucking second wave black metal. We all like second wave black metal. There's the album cover, super fucking cool, man. I love the guy with the ram head, quite cool. There's the back cover. You got both the members here and all the track listing, again put out through Shadow Records. The vinyl is black, really cool label on that side though with the 2 members. And this also includes a booklet, which there's the cover of right there. And this booklet just includes pictures. You have like a write-up about this release here. But yeah, man, it's quite a nice booklet. You got a bunch of pictures in here. I dig it, man, really cool. And this also includes a poster. And there's the poster, which is quite cool. This guy here has got a big toothy grin on his face. How about that? So it's a good one, man. Good second wave black metal. If you've never heard Malign, I don't really know what makes up the entirety of their discography, but I do know this and it's quite good. So check it out if you've never heard it. That's Malign with their 1995 demo. Alright, this next one is a fun one. This is a Polish band, and it's a Polish black metal band. But more than any of the other bands that we've talked about here today, this band Once You Did. This is Terrestrial Hospice with Indian Summer Brought Mushroom Clouds. So Terrestrial Hospice is another band that I talked about back in 2018 in the original video that I made for Regain Records. And that release was called Universal Hate Speech, I think. But that was an EP. This is the debut full-length album that came out this year in 2020, and this is a big step up from that EP. Though I like the original EP, something about this just kind of sticks with me a bit more. Everything about this is really, really cool. This is made up of 2 guys as well. One of the guys is the drummer for Behemoth, and the other guy, he played for Velez at one point, but I think he's also a live guitarist for Gorgoroth. I think it's the guitarist. So in a very strange way, Terrestrial Hospice sort of projects an image of being very like aggressive and chaotic, but really there's a whole lot of very catchy moments here. This record can get groovy, it can get melodic. The vocals are really cool, sort of like croaky highs that are just loud and fucking gnarly. So I like the album cover. You can see it's like Jesus carrying like a cross with like a missile on the back of it. There's the back cover there with the 2 guys from the band. You got all the track listing. And again, I like the really nice matte finish. Very sturdy gatefold with all the lyrics. Really, really cool. And I believe this was 500 copies, black vinyl. Awesome, man. Yeah, you gotta hear this. This one's super fun. from the name of the album, Indian Summer Brought Mushroom Clouds. There's also some really cool song titles on this one. My favorite is Gang Raping the Seven Virtues. Yeah, dude, really fucking cool. No complaints. Check out Terrestrial Hospice if you've never heard it. Fuck, shit's great. Check it out. This next one is a new project from Greece. This is the very first thing that this project has ever put out. And this one is also really fun. This is Walpurgia with Altar of the Goat Baphomet. So right off the bat, this kind of looks like something that you feel like you've seen 1,000 times. And a name like Walpurgia and a demo title of Altar of the Goat Baphomet. But this is super fucking fun, man. It includes a couple of the guys from Coir and Cadus Cruenta, which I'll talk about in just a second. But this is straight fucking like occult Black Death here. Ultra reverbed, ultra sort of groovy in a very aggressive way. The music is just primitive and heavy and winding. And I don't know, man, like a lot of shit like this just goes right over my head, but I really, really enjoy this one. I mean, as an adjective, it's completely fucking hellish. The vocals are deep and fucking barky in a good way. It's just fucking nightmarish and it's fun. It's awesome. So there's the album cover there, quite cool. There's the back cover right there. I like the cool pictures of the band members. Helter Skelter Records this time. This one does include a lyric sheet, but I like the like skeleton playing the fucking flute or whatever. Yeah, album cover on the back. The vinyl itself is just black, and it does have like an OB strip, but I don't keep it on the record because it just comes off every time I fucking pull the record jacket out. So fucking great Black Death sort of nightmare fuel, man. This one's fun. Like I said, check it out. You'll dig it. Walpurgia, Altar of the Goat Baphomet. Alright, this next one is a full-length album from 2014, but this is a brand new repress on Helter Skelter. This is Cadus Cruenta with Ruins of Souls, I think is the translation. The actual album title is in like Greek. The original LP of this was put out through Bestial Burst back in 2014. But this is great, man. It's got like the riffs are very like epic in a sense. They certainly don't sound like dark or scary, where you know everything about the way this looks would lead you to believe that's how it would sound. I like the vocals on this one as well. It seems to like introduce new vocal styles just sort of throughout the record. You have like whispery vocals, the sort of croaky mid vocals, as well as like borderline howly wretches. Which I fucking love. And I think it's fair to say that this is definitely influenced by the Greek gods of black metal. So all of the big boys that you're probably thinking of, sort of like Necromantia or Rotting Christ, I guess. Parts of it sound like Macabre Omen, which in the same way is just influenced by older Greek bands. So there's the album cover right there. I love the album cover, super fucking cool. Back cover right there, 3 band members, Helter Skelter, all the track listing. The gatefold just has all the fucking lyrics. It does include a poster, which I'll show you. Yeah, it's just a fucking album cover with the band members at the bottom. And it is black vinyl, but the labels are pretty cool. Both the labels look just like that. So Greek black metal definitely has a distinct sound. If you like that sound, you'll like Cadus Cruenta. I think this band just put out something new, or they're about to, one or the other. So check it out if you're interested. That's Cadus Cruenta, Ruins of Souls. Alright, we got one more record to go through. The fucking tape is finished for the 5th time. I just keep flipping it. I'm just gonna leave it off. I'm going to finish this off with a 10-inch split that was also put out through Helter Skelter. This is the split between Sepulchral Frost and INISANS, I guess is how it's pronounced, INISANS. INISANS, maybe. And this split is between two relatively new names in Swedish death metal. INISANS plays a very straightforward death metal, sort of dizzying riffs and sort of like airy vocals, which is probably a bad way to describe it. But besides the sort of twisted, dizzying riffs, it definitely has like an old school aura to it, which I like a whole lot. And then Sepulchral Frost is quite a bit different from INISANS. Sepulchral Frost spends the first half of their song, Blessed by Fire, like very gallopy sounding, which is super fucking cool. And when the second half hits, they reveal their doomy side in all its rotten glory. The Sepulchral Frost vocals kind of sound very like yelly, like angry yells. Some of it kind of reminds me of like one tail, one head vocals, if you can picture that. It's really cool, man. I think I prefer the Sepulchral Frost. I definitely like the gallopy shit at the beginning of that more than the more doomy stuff. But that's just my personal preference. Yeah, man, this is quite cool. I love the fucking album cover because it fits perfectly with the sound of the music. There's the back cover there. Once again, Helter Skelter. Track listing for both the bands. This is numbered. I have number 97 out of 100. And it doesn't have an insert or anything, but this one is actually on red vinyl. Very cool. So check this out if you've not heard it and you are in the mood for new sort of Swedish death metal. Yeah, I didn't mention it at the beginning, I just realized. But this split is called Fire, Death, and Darkness, which is perfect. So check it out if you never heard it. Sepulchral Frost and INISANS, Fire, Death, and Darkness.
With fire, I watch them burn, desire, scream, echo in the sky.
And that's fucking it. This was gonna be probably a pretty long one once I edit it down. But we're through it. Again, fucking massive thanks to Perry and Regain Records, Shadow Records, Helter Skelter, all of it. Thanks so much. I seriously appreciate all of the shit you've sent me over the past couple years at this point. So just everybody, go listen to everything I've shown. Go show support for all of the labels I've mentioned. I'll put everything in the description. I'm gonna find as many links and shit as I can find. These are direct links to each of the bands and shit like that. All of this stuff is worth your attention. I think you guys will find something you like no matter what. So again, thanks to Perry, and thanks for everybody who's watching right now. I'll try and not make it a month and a half before I get another video out, but we'll see. So thanks for sticking around and we'll talk soon. Later.